morning and a pleasant welcome to Sky Morning Live on Sky 107.1. We are here Monday to Thursday, 7 to 9 o'clock. My name is Matthias Labindi. Today is the 9th day of May 2024. We are here with different issues of national concern, ranging from, I'm going to recap a bit on the motorcyclists, some of the motorcyclists that are protesting against the regulation, the MOU signs between they and the Liberia National Police. We're also going to look at the issue of asset declaration, that the LACC is informing the public now that only 75 of the 500 people that the president has appointed have declared their assets. So the rest of the other people, that is 425 people, are yet to declare their assets. Why? I did not know the existence of the code of conduct of Pakistan. So we'll look at that as well. We're also going to go back again to recap and call on Mr. Wema Morgan, who is accused of castigating the protest at the facilities of the Liberia of the Asilomita there in Nimba County, mining facilities of Asilomita in Nimba County, to come up to respond to these allegations leveled against him. Yes, this is Sky Morning Live. We have a number of things to talk about. YouTube going to join us too, but you can also follow us on Sky Communications Liberia Facebook page and our YouTube page, that's Sky FM TV channel. I'm Matthias. I'll be right back. Welcome back to the program, Sky Morning Live on Sky 107.1. We welcome you again today to another life lifting edition of the program. Here we share live, we talk politics, we just make it natural, not be too hard on ourselves, because we know that change is not instantaneous, it is a process. So we do not stress ourselves so much on ensuring that as we talk the effect must be felt right away, and then change must take place right away. Of course, we are entitled to the public. Our responsibility as journalists is to the public, except we're doing development communication. But in this form of journalism that we do in our society today, where people are coming from different backgrounds, we all come from different political persuasions, journalists as well, politicians nowadays. So it's going to be hard for you to find a society, to see a society right away that will just go straight into accepting change just like that. But yes, welcome to another edition of the program, Sky Morning Live on Sky 107.1. Like I said, we have a number of interesting developments to share with you this morning. But by the way, let me inform you too that those of you who are beneficiaries of Sky Cash giveaway, you can continue doing that. But in fact, this time, by the time is 7:30, start playing. All right, just press star 79 hash. All right, star 79 hash, and then we move on to the number that is number 13. You can play with $100 Liberian dollars or 70 cents US dollars. You stand a chance of winning. You stand a chance of winning 2,500 Liberian dollars. Welcome to it. When you come on here, by the time you hit the building, the internet, and you get all different messages and things. So it's just kind of difficult sometimes to open your phone and just want to go straight into fluently in your presentation. But yes, welcome to the program. Like I mentioned that The reason why I'm going back on this motorcyclist thing, because the guys are saying they are quoting the Constitution, though. Yeah. So I just want to go back to it. And some of you who are lawyers, we just need you to join us to help us. On the first half of the program, we're not going to open the lines. The second half of the program is when we're going to talk more. You, the members of the public, to going to join us to talk more about the issues that we're going to be highlighting. But let me go straight to it. Right, I said to you that I was going to recap something from the motorcyclist, call, and then a few of them, some of them who are said to be disenchanted by the decision taken by their leaders. According to them, it's against them. They did not accept that. They do not accept that, and so on. So they are quoting Article 13 of the Constitution. I listen to them. They quoted Article 13 of the Constitution, but I want to read Article 13 and ask you, members of the public, to take notes, so that when we shall open the lines for your participation, you can also join us by telling us what you understand about Article 13, whether these guys, those few motorcyclists who are, educated as well, smart young men. I know a lot of them from university. They are educated. Just that the cost of living and no job, the availability of job opportunities for work, that's what they had to find themselves doing something, as well. So Article 13, Section A, say right to freedom of movement. I think that's the part they're quoting, right? It says every person lawfully within the republic, lawfully. Let's start to underscore some words. Lawfully. Every person lawfully within the republic shall have the right to move freely throughout Liberia, to reside in any part thereof, and to leave therefrom, subject, however, to the safeguarding of public security, public order, public health, or morals, or the rights and freedoms of others. Now, let me explain this in my layman understanding for you, our brothers, motorcyclists. In fact, it is a motorcycle that took me all the way from my house this morning to town. So I respect you guys a lot. But when you're engaging these kind of intellectual topics and you want to go to the Constitution, other people to, know how to read the Constitution and analyze it from their perspective, maybe until a lawyer can call in or a lawyer can be contacted to explain to us exactly what the Constitution, what this article means. But just my understanding, the latter part of the Constitution, this part of the Constitution says, okay, let me take it back from the beginning, right? Every person lawfully within the republic shall have the right to move freely throughout Liberia. Move freely throughout. I can go to Bassa. How many times have I been to Buchanan, Grand Bassa County? Oh, I've enjoyed that city multiple times. I've been to Ganta. I've been to Sanikole. Not Rich Maryland. No, yeah, I've been to Grand Cru. I've been to Sino, Grand Gide. So yeah, I've moved around. Yeah, I can decide today, say, you know what? Because there's life in Sino. I just want to live by the beach. I want to go to Grand Cru. I can decide that I'm relocating the family in Grand Cru. All right. The government of Liberia, no one is going to question you. When you get there, in fact, you don't need any resident permit. That's what the Constitution is saying here. That's about movement throughout Liberia, free movement throughout Liberia. But let's go to the latter part of it. To reside in any part thereof and to leave therefrom. However, while you are living, while you are residing there and you want to leave from that place, you should leave subject, however, to what? To the safeguarding of public security. You are obligated to ensure that you safeguard public security. That's my understanding of this part of the Constitution. And it also says public order. You must be someone, your departure from a particular area, though you have the right under the Constitution to move from one point to another, but your departure from that area should not be as a result of the fact that you've caused problem for the security of the state, for public order. What is public order? Is it an orderly behavior for people to get up in the morning and get out there and just sometimes they're riding in the street, they are just huge, they're just in their numbers, they're taking the stem of the motorbike, they're dragging it on the ground, people are walking in the street, some of them are pressure patients. What is that significant? Some people cannot stand these kind of dangerous things. Sometimes they see the guys standing on a motorbike, they're riding. Before you get to know it, they jump into a moving vehicle. They are killed instantly. And so, and somebody standing there with a heart attack, you might just cause another death because of your own death that you caused because of the carelessness. So this, for me, in my understanding, it does not represent public order. It does not also represent public order if motorcyclists, a lot of them, get out there and start to snatch items from people. That is against public order. It's against morals, because there's a part of it here that says public security, public order, public health, or morals, or the rights and freedoms of others. You've made people, some of them, some of your colleagues. Now you're quoting this article of the Constitution. Good that you have two lawmakers, according to the information, you have two lawmakers behind you supporting your protest. I hope they can also sit you guys down, or they themselves can sit down and ask their lawyers to explain this Article 13 of the Constitution, what exactly it says, and who is right, who is not right. In fact, everybody is right under this article, except you go wrong, except you go against the Constitution. Everybody has some right in this article, some rights. Exactly. Let me put it that way. Everybody has some rights in this article of the Constitution, Article 13, Section A of the Constitution. So I want to encourage you. You're a listener. Please, if you're a lawyer, I would so much appreciate you were you to call on the show this morning to participate on the show and educate our brothers, the motorcyclists, those ones that claim to be aggrieved by the MOU signed between they and their leaders and the Liberal National Police, by the way. So it's a public health. What can I say about public health? Well, sometimes you guys litter the streets too. It's against public health. I know that we cannot blame the filthiness of the city on the motorcyclists, but sometimes you guys litter the streets too. You are out there, you eating something on your bike. You see a lot of them, a lot of careless motorcyclists. You just throw these things everywhere anyhow. And so, all right, so that's against public health, the rights and freedoms of other people. For someone to get afraid that as this, if they get on a motorbike, this bike guy is going to run with them somewhere and then they're going to be attacked. That is something that you are infringing on the rights and the freedom of movement of someone and the rights of other people. So when you're quoting these kind of articles, these legal documents, it is but very important for you to consider that the way you are seeking your right in this particular article, another person too has their right. While it is true that in empathetic expression of the way folks are coming across, I listen to a lot of people who are in empathy, and I am too, because we use these motorbikes to come to work. We live places, our offices, our institutions do not have cars to drive us around, to go and pick us up in the morning as early as 5 o'clock. So before the traffic, you're already at the office. That is very, good, but you don't have that at your entity. So what do? You rely on a motorbike to make your way to work. I think what the police is saying, and someone somewhere, maybe they're just trying to, like Kayon said yesterday, maybe some of the folks are just trying to manipulate this whole thing, that hey, or manipulate some of these young people. Because if the number is 2,000 motorcyclists and maybe 50% say they are not participating in this something, 2,000 motorcyclists, you minus 50 from that. Do you know what you're talking about? You see? You know what you're talking about? You're talking about 1,950 people accepted to affix their signatures to this MOU. They said to their leaders, let's go there. Let's go and sign it. So the remaining 50 people who unceremoniously, we just saw the presence of two lawmakers now backing them, supporting, maybe there are other people behind the scenes, then it becomes a matter of political infiltration into this particular thing that many people are craving for, to ensure that there's sanity restored in the city, in our society. Then these guys come back to quote the Constitution. So this is the Constitution. This is the part of the Constitution they are quoting. Maybe some lot they B says something else. Rights to leave and enter the republic, and this is different. But it's specific about Article 13A of the Constitution, which I read one more time. Every person lawfully within the republic shall have the right to move freely throughout Liberia, to reside in any part of thereof, and to leave therefrom, subject, however, to the safeguarding of public security, public order, public health, or morals. Or it is an immoral thing for someone to snatch something from someone. Are you talking right? or the rights and freedoms of others. That's just the recap I wanted to do on that particular issue. Before we go for the break and join the Voice of America with the 3 minutes left, I just want to again call on Mr. Boama Morgan, the man that is accused of masterminding the protest at the Asalamita mining facilities. Boama Morgan, the man that's believed to be behind the Solway mining company, their Liberian-owned company. Recently, we saw we witnessed the visit of Asalamita executive chairman, Mr. Laxmi Mittal. He came here, had a meeting with the president of the Republic of Liberia, and the two discussed about way forward in which the two institutions. Government of Liberia is an institution. I'm treating that as an institution now, and then we talk about the Asalamita promise to increase its investment in Liberia and so on. I want to read an internal article that I would like to touch this morning concerning this Mittal thing. When I return, I'm going to read an internal article concerning this Asalamita thing, and then we'll move on to the next talking point, which we will quote the Constitution, that is the Code of Conduct of the Republic of Liberia, before opening the lines this morning. In case this is something written internally. A colleague of mine just shared with me, and I would like to go on quickly to look at it, but that is after the break. Shortly, we're going to be joining the Voice of America for 5 minutes of news. You people are there, and you people are my friends and friends. Let's do this, folks. Let's do this. Play this game. All right. Engage with this. Let's do it. *79# is what you need to do. *79#. You press, you okay it, and you're gonna go to the numbers. Number 13 is Sky FM. Just press 13. All right. 13 is Sky. You have USD 70 cents, LD $100. You go to number 2. Number 2 is LD, and you enter your PIN. All right. You enter your mobile money PIN. Once you enter your mobile money PIN, you will see Radio Entertainment Limited, or LTD, or type. So you enter your PIN and you quickly split that. Let's join the VOA and be right back.
This is VOA News. I'm Richard Green. In a sharp escalation of pressure on Israel's war conduct, the administration of U.S. President Joe Biden has paused the shipment of weapons to Israel amid mounting concern about its plan to expand a military operation in Rafah that the United States does not support. VOA White House Bureau Chief Patsy Widakuswara has this story.
As casualties mounted in Gaza, the Biden administration warned in early April that U.S. support for Israel's war efforts would come with conditions unless it took concrete steps to protect civilians. With Israel launching its operation earlier this week in Rafah, in the southern part of Gaza, where 1.3 million civilians are sheltering, the U.S. warning came to fruition on Wednesday. U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin.
We are currently reviewing some near-term security assistance shipments in the context of the unfolding events in Rafah.
It's the first time the U.S. leveraged a weapons transfer to influence Israel's war conduct since Hamas' October 7 terror attack. Human rights groups have long demanded the U.S. stop weapons transfers, accusing Israel of using them in violation of humanitarian law. Patsy Widakuswara, VOA News, Washington.
The Rafah border crossing with Egypt has been closed since Israel's military took control of the Palestinian side early Tuesday, blocking the entry of vital humanitarian aid. Israel said it reopened the Kerem Shalom crossing, the other main aid entry point, early Wednesday. However, the World Food Program says no aid is entered and there is no one to receive it on the Palestinian side. Join VOA's Flashpoint Global Crises as we delve into the heart of the world's most pressing conflicts and crises, from the Israel-Hamas war to the Russia-Ukraine war, as well as regional hotspots spanning from Asia to Africa and beyond. That's VOA's Flashpoint Global Crises. This is VOA News. AP correspondent Joe Fetterman said aid groups are concerned about the security of the crossings.
Aid groups and the United Nations are warning of another humanitarian disaster if these crossings cannot be reopened quickly. Israel says much depends on the ceasefire talks. Its leaders say they're ready for a compromise, but if there's no deal, they are pledging to press ahead with this Rafah offensive.
That was AP correspondent Joe Fetterman. The United Nations says northern Gaza is already in a state of full-blown famine. Meanwhile, tens of thousands of displaced and exhausted Palestinians have packed up their tents and other belongings from Rafah, dragging families on a new exodus. Israel on Monday issued evacuation orders for eastern parts of the city before seizing the nearby Rafah crossing with Egypt. Police used pepper spray to clear a pro-Palestinian tent encampment at a university in Washington, D.C. Wednesday. About 33 people were arrested at George Washington University. The charges included assault on a police officer and unlawful entry. D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser said she and Police Chief Pamela Smith decided to clear the camp because of signs that the protest was becoming more volatile and less stable. But Hala Hamir, the mother of a George Washington University student, told reporters Wednesday the university's claims about diversity and free speech are in contrast with their recent actions.
The GW administration strongly highlighted its support for diversity, free speech, and activism. But the administration's disgraceful response to this peaceful anti-genocide protest shows that those words were mere lip service.
Tensions on college campuses across the United States have risen due to standoffs with protesters of the Israel-Hamas war. In sports, the Florida Panthers posted a 6-1 rout of the visiting Boston Bruins Wednesday night to tie their National Hockey League playoff series at 1 game apiece. Here's AP correspondent Gethin Kulba.
After allowing a first-period goal by Charlie Coyle, Florida scored 6 unanswered goals, 3 in the second and 3 in the third. Alexander Barkov had a pair of goals, including the eventual winner at 9:49 of the second.
Overall, we did what we wanted to do. Obviously, they got the lead in the first period, but we didn't change the thing. We just wanted to keep playing our game, keep playing hard, and getting more to the net, and that's what we did the whole game.
Sergei Bobrovsky made 15 saves. Boston goalie Jeremy Swayman allowed 4 goals on 23 shots before being pulled in the third. I'm Gethin Kulba.
For more on this and all the stories we're covering, visit us at voanews.com. I'm Richard Green for VOA News.
You know, the law gave me the right to say, stop people from running here. Stop people from running here. In the past, did anybody come to you to say, let me and talk about how I can do this well? Everyone still money you just work for you. I say, you know, from today, no money back in Boya, no money back in Boya. I still got those same powers by law. I'm a lawyer. The law still gave me those same powers. But because I'm one of you, I've worked with you people a long time. I'm a public sector person. I know how many responsible people are riding motorboys. So I said my approach is going to be different. I'm going to sit on the table. We are going to talk about it. We are going to make sure that I don't do it for everybody's benefit. Gentlemen, the only way we can do this together is that we are friends. If we're not friends, when the policemen are friends, so you will talk for you. So let's appreciate your bossman, John Kerr. This is an awareness. To tell the truth, when I decide to begin the enforcement, or when the police decide to start the enforcement, we say we're going to call up whatever from running in Monrovia. We want to do it the same way we did it before. From Swala, you go to Super Bridge, you go Broadway. Go some other track for you. For Rayla, you go Pacopi, you go So Clinic. Where you have the Johnson for you. Even the ERW Johnson, we didn't want to give it to you because it's building a big road there. But then you know what John Kerr said to us? He said, when you want to use your power, you go ahead and use your power, but I will not be a part of this. We allow all of you to use the whole Somalia tribe. Go from here to Freeport. We get the Somalia tribe to use. We get up to ERW Johnson, we get the whole Rafi road up to Aratu to use. Because we are providing for the family. We told you you can even use to come up to Boulevard Johnson. You running in the old road, nobody part you can run the old road. The only place I want you to give me that the main Tottenham Boulevard from ERW Johnson to go. And I'm only asking you to give me from Freeport to Clarendon and to go in there. That's why I'm asking. Gentlemen, this is in all of our interest. This is in all of our interest. Trust me. When you do this for me, the policeman will not get you $20 ticket again for me to sit down and lie. The policeman will not get you $100 ticket again for me to sit down and lie. Matter of fact, as part of the negotiation, we agreed that from today onward, policemen will not get motorcyclists ticket for more than $2,000. You can't be reporting 1,000, somebody getting 3,000 or 4,000 today. Why you got that kind of money from?
Yes, even before you, Alonso Bigre, come on, small money bill from Schedule. To the police, but what the police are saying for me, I'm not 100% in favor of it because indeed it's not no benefit to all.
Why? Why do you know that?
Because for now, I see that the country will have a lot of activity on get family people that will get children that will support the pay school and rent it.
Now we are not putting stuff to you, right?
Yeah, but what we know is that we still don't a problem. We have money because we're moving around, we get more money, so we still it.
What you mean? What you mean? You guys, there's someone going to real, we won't get pro here. What will be a complaint and running on the side? You want war? Okay. So that's a measure for you. You don't have problem if you say that area, right? No, who get pro here?
You like me? They live very out for it. You like me? They see me every come out, do that here coming to
Said nothing for the soul, so I'm not very happy. And no Oka for eat. Yeah, I do test. Yeah. I know what I'm going to eat. You are people. Hey, man, I come last week. I'm not going to eat.
You say you know what? If you get a bit, you say you know what? If you get a bit, you test the motorcycle.
You lying.
What's the name? What's the problem?
The problem here, one of our sagas, the big man, they already want bribe money from the police for us to not run to look for our daily bread. It's bad at that. You know the terrorism all kind of support in this country. The motorcycle supporting our children, our family, going to school.
I'm feeling the vibes with originalhits.com. Crazy.
Download your favorite song at originalhits.com.
Feeling of liberty. They once fully intended to poverty. Fuel our politics. Politicians used to live up to their promises. But this kind of politics, they will lie, they will use you like shoe and polish it. Banana, we not voting by tribe, we not voting by religion, we not voting tradition, friendship, or relationship. You better pull for your future. Don't say you're poor like your future. Brother, pull for your future. Mama, pull for your future. What do you want to do? If I give you my future, what you want to do? When I give you my country, what you want to do? Sit here and I play, what you want to do? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? If I give you my history, what you want to do? Mama, come play, what you want to do? Now yeah, now play, what you want to do? What do you want to do? They come me with their big cars. They come me with their plenty laughs. They come me with their fake smile. All out in and out so fly. They want to use you, confuse you, and mislead you. They will promise when you vote them, they frustrate you. They already say you so cool. Don't for your friend, let them move. They already say you rebel. Don't for your friends for their choice. They already say.
And so that's it. They give you all sort of names, and when during the elections they come right back, they vote you. They implore all of the intellectual skills they acquired from universities and during their days in high school, how they practice to interact with the public and public speaking skills. They implore all. They come to talk to you. In fact, they also implore the power of money. They gave you money and so on. So Gabazi said, well, no problem, but this thing you're asking me for, what are you going to do with it? If I give it to you, what exactly are you going to do? Good morning, folks. Welcome again to the program Sky Morning Live on Sky 107.1. You just listened to a few clips that the producer played concerning the motorcyclist and the police interaction with the motorcyclist and the awareness parade and thing. So the president of the motorcyclist, Mr. John Kayon, you know, he was booed by the motorcyclist, that he was bribed. He accepted money. Well, I mean, every organization, when certain decisions are taken, sometimes you see people coming across differently. So I understand that very well. But the most important thing is that at least a number of them are adhering to the police mandate. A lot of them are understanding the awareness created by the police. You could hear them saying, yeah, take that whole side for you. Okay, the other side, you level all right, and thing. At the end of the day, the reporter had a conversation with some of the motorcyclists, and they said, well, for us, this is not good. This is going to affect us, and so on. Yeah, so that's why we went to that article of the Constitution, and we read it for you. So if you're quoting that article, the government of the Republic of Liberia, according to something shared, information shared with me just now by a friend, I said the Liberian Constitution grants the government the power to restrict movement of people, particularly in Article 13, which states that every person lawfully within the Republic shall have the right to move freely throughout Liberia, to reside in any part thereof, and to leave therefrom. However, this right is subject to limitations for the safeguarding of public security, public order, public health, or morals, or the rights and freedoms of others. That's Article 13. This means that while the Constitution guarantees freedom of movement, it also allows the government to impose restrictions on this freedom under certain conditions that are deemed necessary for the protection of the general welfare of the public. Such restrictions could include controlling traffic flow and movement in the interest of public safety and order. Aha! I hope this serves it right. Let's move on to another. In fact, the Vehicle and Traffic Law of Liberia provides regulations related to controlling the movement of people in traffic. Here are some key provisions from the law. Preliminary provisions, definition of terms. The law defines terms such as curb, driver, highway, motor vehicle, operator, owner, road, and shoulder to establish a common understanding. Application of the title, the law applies to vehicle traffic within Liberia. Vehicle traffic, of course, everyone, every traffic user, right? So let's move on. I mean, I just thought mostly I like the way these things go. Sometimes, you know, it gives you an opportunity to do research, and that's how recently somebody reached out to me. They reached out to find out about the issue of pension. So they asked me whether I could find it in the Decent Work Act of that was passed to pass into law. And to be honest with you, it is that person's research that made me to actually read that document from page 1 to the last page. And I didn't see anything there about pension. The Decent Work Act did not mention anything about pension. I mean, thanks that person even asked that I do that favor for them. And then I was able to, get some new knowledge. But let's move on to another part of the conversation, which has to do with the issue of ArcelorMittal. There's a man identified as Boema Morgan, and this for me, it makes your journalism like a PA something. You know, it makes it look like you're working for a company, like you're doing something for an entity or a PR stunt, and I don't like to come across that way. If I'm doing PR for someone, I'll state it clearly that I'm doing PR for this particular institution at this point of this discussion, which is a good thing to say. But this is about someone sharing sensitive information on anonymity, an insider of Mittal sharing information on anonymity that it is this person that masterminded that. They lay out a couple of points in the information shared. In fact, I've not even read the information to the public, but I've been reaching out to this individual since yesterday. So in fact, the protest was held on Monday. I've been reaching out to them, to that individual, Mr. Boema Morgan, who is believed to be the brain behind Solway Mining. But let me just give you guys a hint of what has unfolded at the Mittal, at ArcelorMittal lately and some historicity of the company. All right, some of the things that the company has experienced. I hope I can read it entirely. Yes, we have more time, so you can have the time to participate. Boema Morgan, in fact, the person who shared the information started to write out with this individual's name, and I'm yet to get Boema to respond to it. I have his contact. I've reached out, and I as I mentioned yesterday, this is a matter of concern. So I'm encouraging you, if you know Boema, I mean, you are a friend, or maybe a company, you work with him, and so it's important that he helps to make our journalism better by accepting to respond. The number is off, to be honest. I've tried since yesterday, accepting to respond to these allegations leveled against him by an anonymous source, all right, in the that share this information. Given that this situation happened in Nimba County, we know that there's been this thing about maybe some shakeup, in that area. Shakeup in the sense that this person is saying that Mitar has more areas, and so we all supported Solway here. We know what we have said, that a Liberian owning a mining area is a good one, is a boost to our economy. But if this same Liberians is accused of being the one masterminding protest against a multi-million-dollar company that is the highest taxpayer in Liberia today, all right, if the issues were bad labor practice, people complaining about issues in the area, and these people come to us, then yes, we give them the benefit of the doubt. But the protesters, what are they saying? What are they saying? What are the protesters saying? Who is their leader? Who is the leader of the protest, of the protesters? How can they come to us so we can give them airtime to speak on the issues they're raising? People just gather people and put them on buses and give them money, allegedly give them money, all right, drove them to a particular place, and the person could not even show up at the protest site, and they just went ahead and do things. Information have it that some of the people were talked to, they protested, some of them were interviewed privately, and they confessed that yes, this is the person that engineered this whole thing. So the onus is on this brother to come and clarify. But Boema Morgan, according to the story, a controversial figure in the mining sector, has stirred up tensions by mobilizing residents to disrupt operations at ArcelorMittal Liberia sites in Nimba County. Reports, all right, sorry, let's go up. Reports indicate Boema Morgan has orchestrated efforts to obstruct AML operations at all 3 mine sites. Now, let me just I have 2 documents that I will share with Mr. Morgan if he reaches out to me, and I'm still trying. I hope that his number can be on today, so I can speak with him if I have the time to talk to him. I really appreciate it. So these are a few points, as I mentioned earlier. All right, but it's okay. Let me just let this thing be for now at the moment and give Mr. Boema Morgan the chance. Someday I hope I can really get him as soon as possible to share with me why he thinks why these people should be believed. All right, why should people doubt the information that we are gathering that he's a mastermind behind protests in the area there lately? And Mittal also is still tight-lipped. I've not seen any official response yet from ArcelorMittal regarding this matter. But we hope that both groups, sides can grant us an opportunity, the media, to get an understanding of what is happening. Just a little history of Mittal, right? The Ministry of Mines, I can remember way back, right? The Ministry of Mines and Energy under the administration of former President Sirleaf granted an iron ore exploration permit to Mount Billy Resources on Billy Community Forest Land, as well as a permit to process iron ore tailings in the southwestern portion of the Bakoling community in Nimba County, an area where Solway operates today. Upon the discovery that the area had previously been allocated to ArcelorMittal Liberia, President Sirleaf commissioned a high-level investigation, and acting under the instruction of Sirleaf, Minister Patrick Sendolo at the time cancelled the exploration permit, and those who issued the permit license were dismissed. This revocation stemmed from the fact that their concession area overlapped with the original Lamco concession, which was later granted to ArcelorMittal Liberia during the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf era. Mount Billy Resources subsequently pursued legal action, taking their case to the ECOWAS Court of Justice in 2019 after their exploration license was revoked, but the court dismissed the claim and the company left Liberia. Maps and documents that we can access indicate that the same area was later granted an exploration permit by the Weah-led administration to Solway Mining Group, a move that Boema Morgan has long claimed ownership of. All right. According to maps and diagrams of the area, Solway is encroaching upon the Blee concession area, totaling 5,574 hectares, which was tied to the claim during the Salif era when an iron ore exploration permit was allegedly given to Mount Bailey Resources and subsequently cancelled due to encroachment on AML's concession area. When the CDC government assumed power in 2018, individuals who had been previously dismissed by President Sirleaf assumed leadership roles within the Ministry of Mines and Energy, and subsequently Solway was again granted an exploration license in the same area. So in 2022, ArcelorMittal wrote the Weah administration urging them to revoke the mineral exploration license issued to Solway Mining, citing violations of their mineral development agreement signed with the government. However, the government disregarded ArcelorMittal's request until it was defeated in 2023. At the moment where we stand, with the action taken against Western Cluster by the government of Liberia through the Ministry of Public Works to suspend the use of permit, the raw use of permit given to Western Cluster, we believe that the government of Liberia will take action against a lot of concessionaires in this country who are, in fact, violating the laws of the country, violating the rights of the people, and as well as trying to encroach on other people's areas. But this matter has to be handled. This matter has to be taken care of. The government has to get involved and do an investigation. As we assist in the investigation as media, the government too has to get involved so that it can do more deeper investigation to understand who is or who are the orchestrators of protest and some disturbances, because this is an embarrassment to the country. Imagine just yesterday you had a high member delegation in the country representing ArcelorMittal through its in fact, the chairman, the executive chairperson of the institution, Mr. Laxmi Mittal, sharing with the president of the Republic of Liberia what his company is still going to do in Liberia. I mean, it's just but the honorable thing to do to ensure that people understand that people are working and the government wants to connect the country to other parts of this world and attract more investment in Liberia. So if someone has issue, I think the best thing is you are a concessionaire as well. I'm not saying that the allegation leveled against Mr. Boema Morgan are all factual, but Mr. Morgan is a concessionaire, I believe, or he has a mining area, I believe. So it's important that if there's an issue he has concern, he can contact the Lands and Mines Ministry and then be able to handle the matter. But the allegation, again, these are allegations. We cannot say that he did it. All right. So let's go on to the third talking point this morning. I like to serve you breakfast like no other station does. Okay. So you can, when you're having your breakfast, you can enjoy it right to the best of your ability. But meanwhile, don't forget, press *79# and select number 13. That's Sky FM. Play the game of this, play this game so that okay, and you see it, just send me a message. They put in, I know they say hello, the transaction with the man. No, I know. I was just teaching the people. I know. Teaching the people. I was not doing it actually like that. So yeah, let's do it. Go on to *79# and then you select number 13 on the portal. You see several radio stations. Go to number 13 because it is Sky that's going to give you that money. All right, go to number 13 and you play. We might have a draw today, given that you guys are doing something. We might have a draw today, but let's do it. Let's go on with it. Let's move on to another one. When you are hired in a company, you have a term of reference. Even a contract when you sign, you have a term of reference. So there are documents that sometimes they will be made available to you by the time you sign a contract, or before you sign a contract, you will be privy to them, you read them, you understand them. It's the same way with government job. Before you enter government, you already know that there are a lot of public documents that you should have access to. All right. Like for example, just one document I'm going to quote, I'm going to cite is the code of conduct. The code of conduct. At this point, the code of conduct is not just a mere paper that is written and is just lying there. It is something that is useful now. It is about to get teeth to bite. The president is still appointing people there. I'm very sure maybe the entire ombudsman, office of the ombudsman is now, the appointment there have been completed. To have one lawyer I have high regard for. Oh God, his brother used to be at the LEC. Pago, Lami Pago. All right, I have high regard for that big brother. Very quiet, very soft, but very principle minded. He's also part of this ombudsman thing. So I strongly believe that these guys will ensure that people adhere to public ordinance in this country, government ordinance in this country. Let's read few areas, right? First, I'm going to go to part 10 of the code of conduct. So why am I reading the code of conduct? You're going to know shortly. All right, let me go to part 10 of the code of conduct. The document is right before me. Part 10 of the code of conduct talks about asset declaration. It talks about declaration and registration of personal interest, assets, and performance and finance bonds. Declaration of assets and performance bonds. Every public official and employee of government involved in making decisions affecting contracting, tendering, or procurement and insurance of licenses of various types shall sign performance financial bonds and shall in addition declare his or her income, assets, and liabilities prior to taking office and thereafter. So you have two declarations to make. When you, prior to entering government, prior to sitting in our office as commissioner, as minister, as deputy minister, declare your asset. We are about to pay you our taxpayers' money. So we are asking you, declare. Tell us, how much do you have? Matthias, you've been a journalist for how many years? 20 years. And now we are about to make you the director of the state broadcaster. And your salary is going to be around $5,000 or $10,000. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that's what my big brother Fagon is getting. All right. You're about to get that amount. But first, tell us, how much do you have in your account right now? How many houses do you have? How many cars do you have? Do you have a business? Do you have some investment? Declare. Let us know. If you have $1 million, tell I have $1 million. If you open a Pandora box now for LACC to come investigate you, how you got $1 million when you're just a journalist, that's one of your business. But as a matter of fact, declare. You're obligated to do that. So you're declaring in this area, say thereafter, at the end of every 3 years. Why you are, oh man, we are government misbehave on the other one, the code of conduct. Jesus, they made a misbehave on the code of conduct. What? They did not even bother to set up ombudsman, office of the ombudsman. Did he bother to even appoint anybody at the office of the ombudsman? That's A. B, on promotion or progression from one level to another. So first, when you are appointed by the president and you are lucky to stay there for 6 years, after every 3 years, you should declare your asset. 3 years. Every 3 years, come and declare. The last time I declared all my people, and I declare and I said that before taking office, I had this. Now I'm 3 years in this office. This is what I have. C, upon transfer to another public office, when you are leaving, that BC upon promotion. So when you are at the deputy minister, now they make you minister proper, declare your asset, telling us that, okay, when I was deputy minister, I declared I have 50,000 US in my account, but I served in that capacity for 6 months before the president has now promoted me to minister proper. But within the period of 6 months, here is my asset. I declare my asset again. Yeah. Within the period of 6 months, I managed to add 10,000 out of my 50,000 I get in my account. I hire my account. I have 60,000 now. I managed to build one house. If you talk about acquire more properties, I want to know how you generated all those monies within the period of 6 months as deputy minister to acquire all these things. Some of you are afraid of going through scrutiny because you have something to hide. C, say upon transfer to another public office. So if you are taken from this place to another area, you have to declare. D, upon retirement or resignation. Don't go steal from us. Some people will steal deliberately and they say they're resigning. When you resign, declare your asset. When you are retired, declare your asset. Is that too difficult to ask for as a nation? Just stop this thing, man. Just declare your asset. All right. So the LACC has already informed us that out of the 500 people, so it is even interesting. And thanks to the LACC boss for informing the public that the president has appointed up to about 500 people in government so far. Yeah, so he's doing well, right? He's doing well. So part 12 of the Code of Conduct talks about the office of the ombudsman. It says, part 12, section 12.1. The office of the ombudsman, the office of an ombudsman is hereby established as an independent, autonomous body which shall be responsible for the enforcement, oversight, monitoring, and evaluation of the adherence of the Code of Conduct. What this means to me, and I really encourage you lawyers, let's educate this society. You want to sit down there until we call you on the radio for your call on the show. All right? If I'll come here and find a special number to have certain professionals calling on it, I will certainly do that. But sometimes you have to just make yourself available to teach. It's important. The 1 minute, the 2 minutes you're going to call on the radio for and just teach someone, make someone understand what the Code of Conduct is saying, it's not going to take away your whole day. You're going to help the society a lot. All right. 12.2 say the office of the ombudsman shall receive and investigate all complaints in respect to the adherence to the Code of Conduct in the case where there is a determination of guilt and violation of the code by private and public officials and employees of government. Said violation shall be submitted by the ombudsman to the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission or other relevant agencies of government. The office of the ombudsman shall be responsible to collaborate with the three branches of government and civil society organizations in order to develop regulations for the Code of Conduct. So this office here, right now, Mark Your Bio, the producer for the show this morning, can decide to say, you know what, I am writing officially you to the office of the ombudsman and complain that my understanding you and complain these 425 officials, but make sure do some work, do some homework, get all their names and their positions. So you have to go to the LACC now. If a citizen really want to champion this cause, you can have your civil society now. Your father complains straight to the office of the ombudsman, provided if he has now properly been commissioned. No, I don't think so, because the confirmation hearing is still ongoing. So file a complaint. Civil society can decide. Do your investigation. Go to LACC. Can you share with us, please, the document concerning the number of people that have declared their assets, 75 persons? Well, who are they? Give us their names and things. We don't know. We don't want to know what is in their asset they declare. No, that's not what we want. What we want is that we want the names of the people that adhere to the Code of Conduct and declare their asset. 75 persons, you said? Yes, 75. We have that 75, the list of 75. The remaining 425 people. What are their names? You give their names. You, the civil society, you do one long document, file a complaint, do a communication. Attached to that communication is a list of people that have declared their asset in adherence to the Code of Conduct, and attached to it also is a list of people who are still adamant and disrespectful to the rule of law. Easy does it. But let's go to the lines now and have a conversation. I've talked a lot. This is your time. Call us on those numbers: 0777-777-107, 0777-777-107, 0777-221-223 are the numbers you can call us on to participate on the program this morning. This is Sky Morning Live on Sky 107.1. Let's have a conversation. 3 talking points, right? Very interesting breakfast. Street. Let's hear you. Good morning.
Yeah, this is Eric Kwain. I call you from the township of West Point.
Mr. Kwain, my man, you owe me. You know you owe. Yeah.
I know it's been a long, my man. How is your name, Julia?
Yeah, Julia is okay.
So Matthias, I call in relation to the issue regarding the motorcyclists.
Okay.
Vis-a-vis the regulations from the police.
Okay.
Matthias, I struggle to understand why we continue to do first thing last and last thing first. I say this to mean this. The real imminent security threat that the country is faced with is not motorcyclists. We are faced with the issues of unemployment. Now, in most countries that do these kinds of regulations, what they have is a commercial capital and a political capital. When you have the seat of government somewhere totally different and you have a commercial city, these are normal characteristics of a commercial city. In order for us to implement these kinds of regulations so that it is effective and the citizens really have a feeling about what it is, we must try as much as possible to be able to invest in a new capital that will be referred to as the political capital. But again, these kinds of situations will not be felt by the public so highly if unemployment is so prevalent. So I would think that the government should be able to tailor their policies in a way that unemployment is tackled. We are able to feed ourselves. And trust me, you will not have a situation of public order being a problem.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Matthias, for the time.
Thanks for your contribution, Mr. Kwahen, this morning. That's your point. Let's hear from another person too. What do you also think about this subject? Call us on those numbers: 0777-777-107, 0777-221-223 are the numbers you can call us on to participate on the program this morning. This is Sky Morning Live on Sky 107.1. We've highlighted three talking points on the program this morning. Join the conversation. Let's hear your thoughts on the subject matter at hand. Call us on those numbers: 0777-777-107, 0777-221-223 are the numbers you can call us in to participate on the program this morning. People are appointed in government and they have already started disrespecting the president. All right. They work at the will and pleasure of the president. All right. So working at the will and pleasure of the president means that it's not going to be business as usual. Let's hear from this person. Good morning.
Good morning, Matthias.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you. This is Zach F. Bembo, and I call from Upper Cornwall this morning.
Mr. Bembo, go
Matthias,
ahead.
Thanks so much for your analysis.
Welcome.
And I like how you read Article 13 this morning. Look, I don't think the police is in any way stopping the movement of those who are motorcyclists. What they are stopping or what they are restricting is the motorcycle that they are moving with. You can't tell me those who are in Bokon Jire that are using single barrel gun to hunt because there's an Article 13, they will have to therefore put a single barrel on their shoulder and march in the city. No, their movement is restricted. There are certain part of this country that is supposed to be to carry on their activities. So people should not politicize the whole restriction of motorcyclists because our city have to be like other cities. When you are restricted, stop to Freeport if you are from the Douala end. That will not stop you from making the money that God has for you. Nobody is taking bread from your mouth. You guys have to abide by this regulation. And with the issue of asset declaration, Matthias, most of those guys who are appointed in government from overseas do not have anything here. The man is too much enjoyment, the number of years that they have spent overseas. They did not do any investment in their country.
But Zach, I don't understand, this sort of point you're making, because if you say most of the guys are appointed overseas, are you saying the government is dominated by diaspora Liberians? Is that what you're saying?
Those who
of
are
the 400
assets, majority of them are from the diaspora. Majority of them, they don't have anything to show. And when you declare your asset, I don't care what happened, that document will leak to the public. So some of them just have lapsed in a short period. They have not done anything on it. This is the reason why they have not been able to declare, because they don't have anything. That's just a simple reason. So I think Ambassador Bouaka, who will not do business as usual, should take a serious measure against those people who have refused to declare their assets by keeping them on the bench. Let them go sit down. Then we know that you mean business. Thank you for 40 minutes time this morning.
You're welcome, my brother. Thank you. Let's move on to another person. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you. This is Lucky Samana, journalist from Looking.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Let me begin with the office of the Humble to this story.
No, your line.
Am I okay?
Yeah, much better now. Go ahead.
Okay. This is the office of the Humble, and thank God that the president has established that office and has appointed people to do office. Now, if the people who are to execute their duties are not executing their duties, then the office of the ombudsman, we're expecting them now, when they take over, to start carrying on their duties by going after those people who refusing to adhere to the law. This is not only the president mandate; it is constitutional mandate that upon taking office you should declare your assets, and the people are not doing it. Why should the country be like that? Now we go again to the issue of the motorcyclists. You see, in our country, people don't follow things by law, and they don't take things step by step. Let's look at the first thing that the police were to take. Looking at the forum status, look, I have one of the videos. If I have a chance, I will send it to you. Where the people of this party were promising motorcyclists that they would be involved into the national budget. Have they included motorcyclists in the national budget? The program here in Banjo and the program here, the launching in Banjo and the launching they had on Banasville. There where they had those statements, even the president himself said it, that they will include them in the national budget. Go check in the national budget. They have anything captured there for motorcyclists? Nothing. So where you come up first is, let's put first the first rules. So every motorcycle that will come to the city wear silver, jacket, and long starter. Other than that, if you are caught in town without those things, your bike will be impounded. Then every rather less they will not go into that. That's one. If people are here to start on and change it. So when you go into
sorry, your line has gone bad again. Sorry, we have to let you go. Thanks for your contribution. I think he's making some serious points, but this is about our country. Everyone has a chance to speak. Let's hear from you. Good morning.
Good morning, Matthias.
Good morning, sir.
And thanks for the show. David E. Harris now call from Benson Street this morning.
Mr. Harris, go ahead.
Matthias, only access declaration thing. I don't know why people are refusing to declare their assets. I think for me, as a public official, declaring your assets will show how accountable and transparent you are. Because we all were here and we saw Senator DeLong when he declared assets. He did not have nothing much in it, but because he wanted to be accountable, transparent, and have a good moral conduct, that is why he declared, and that is how it should be. You don't have to have excess amount of dollar in your account before declaring. Those that are waiting to take something from government cover before declaring, I think that is a lie. That will not work in this country. People should declare your assets, and it's upon you, public official, to do that, and that is how it should be. On each of the motorcyclists, Matthias, I think the police have instructed the motorcyclists to now plow certain area, and we are calling on them. We are appealing to them to abide by those laws, rules, and regulations. Thank you, morning for the show.
Thanks for your contribution on the program, Mr. Harris. Let's move on to another person. Call us on those numbers. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, go ahead.
My name is Isaac Wilson, calling from Banasville Block.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
To be frank, if I was the leader, before I appoint you, Matthias, I should know who you are academically. I should know what you have. First, declare your asset to me. If I want to be truthful, declare your asset to me. Then I can appoint you. You can come from the United States. You can come from whatsoever. I guess government is something like family ship or somebody who you know that you trust. So before I appoint you, please declare your asset. Even if I don't know the amount in the account, but your structures and whatsoever. So I only called it on the show. The owner is not he was not Kennedy. But I only voted him based on his age, and I know that you are not going to go for second term, and you are not going for second term to put like when people feet in the ground. As I speak, I get my kidney with Rwanda. He said, Papa, no big jail, no small jail for any big man, one small man. As when you commit the crime, until they can investigate you, be in jail. When they investigate you, you right, you come out. You want you will need it, but no separate jailhouse for big men and small men in Rwanda. One. Secondly, the oppositions are there. The reason why they allow the men to go the long period of time as the same because he's studying law there. Number one, the opposition know that the same thing they will do that other men doing. So they don't bother him. That's why he's going almost 30 years or 30 years. And he said 95% of the cities are asking, say, but why? Because you have to come down during the election. He said there's dictatorship. Why dictatorship? You say, yeah, but the dictatorship is there, but 95% of the citizens benefiting from the dictatorship. He went there last year, September. Before, since September, the president fired 206 soldiers. I on the media, you read. So it left for the president. So I believe in the woman and you put people feet on the ground.
Okay.
What he know your life. Thank you very much.
Thanks for your contribution, sir. Let's move on. Call us on those numbers 0777-777-107, 0777-221-223 are the numbers you can call us. And if you're there overseas, you can also join us. Let's have a conversation. This is Sky Morning Live on Sky 107.1. We've highlighted 3 talking points. Let's hear from. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Let's hear you.
This is the voice of Comrade Andrew Lever Wilson, and I do join you from this precisely shoe factory community.
Go ahead.
As it relates to the issue of asset declaration, it is very much important. Starting to see of the person that 30% of the government officials within the JSB administration have not declared. Few days ago, we listened to one of the officials from the government anchor, the CSA, and that of the JSB, and they said that there have been only 75%. So we are calling on the president, Honorable Jason Yamabaka, to actually mandate those people. Because the issue of asset declaration, it brings about transparency and stability. It informs the public about how much you brought into the system when you were appointed, and when you are leaving, it provides a clear opportunity and chance for the government to also audit you. I think that is the aspect of asset declaration. But seeing those guys refusing, it means that there are different motives and objectives that they have. That's why they enter into the system, and they are refusing of the present to get the assets. So we are calling on all officials, all of the librarians, and all those who have been opportune to have appointed by the president, and they are currently working. Let them declare the asset, because if they don't declare the asset, then it means that it is a librarian fund, librarian people money that they are actually trying to run after in order to amass wealth at the detriment of the librarian people, and that which we will not fit in allow such a thing to happen. So we are calling on the president to mandate them to declare the asset. Thank you ever so much.
Go ahead. Thanks so kindly for your contribution on the program. Let's hear from this. Good morning.
Good morning, Matthias, and good morning to the people of Liberia.
Good morning, sir.
You're speaking with activist McLean Renner.
Mr.
And
Renner.
I do join you this morning from the African Methodist University.
Go ahead, sir.
Dr. Matthias, let us be honest here. I think, in my honest opinion, that the LCC bus and its considered so are not doing well for us.
What do you mean that? What do you mean by she's not doing well for you?
Thank you. The first thing the woman should have done for the public and the Liberian people is to publish all of those officials who have taken on office and they have not declared the assets, to publish their names. But they just give random number and say all of us 600 to 700, 75% have declared the assets. I believe, in my opinion, it is a scheming tactic. It doesn't speak volume to me well. But now, then a statement were made. Roughly about 1 week plus, that statement not come to fruition. That statement
what do you mean? What do you mean come with fruition? She said to you that these people back by what action? Because I think there's an ultimatum given to these people to ensure that they declare their asset. Isn't that? Can we wait for the ultimatum? I think about 30 days, something thereabout.
So yes, when you make a statement and leave the public walloping and galloping in a thought, I have to put pressure on those officials who are not declared assets. It is given onto you as an electricity boss to provide the necessary evidence with your unreasonable doubt with documents to the public. So to allude to use those documents to put those government appointed officials fire feet to the spotlight. I challenge you, if the councillor can print out all of those official names, trust me, by now it's a different ball game. But I want to admonish her, taking a both steps and also work on also to come up with the need.
Okay.
Thank you for the opportunity. Actually, right now.
Thanks for your contribution, McLean. I don't know what you mean that she should publish their names for those who have not. I don't know whether that's in her preview to do so.
Good morning.
But thanks for your contribution. Let's hear from you. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Let's hear you, sir.
Oh, thank you. I'm phoning from District 6. And this is the voice of Lawson Augustine Sagashos Wisdom.
Go ahead.
As it relates to the asset declarations, I think it is very essential for every Liberian I think I listened to one of my colleagues, I think my senior man, one year about will declare access in the Liberian people are in 4 houses out and there are 2 houses in Liberia. And I think when you declare your access, you should be very simple to yourself. Even people who have not declared their access yet, even when you live in a zero house, it's better to inform the Liberian people before coming to the system. Out of 500%, 500 appointment President Bouaka made in the 78 mathematically.
75, according to the information, 75.
75. Okay, thank you for the correction. So what about the 400 and so most people that remain? Where are they? Why can come out and get their assets? So I think it will be very essential for the Liberian people. Thank you for the platform this morning, my brother.
You're welcome, sir. Let's move on to another person. Good morning. Good morning. All right, call us on those numbers 07777 077221223 are the numbers you can call us on to participate. Good morning.
Matthias, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
This is Noah Zhao Gibson, one of the appointees.
Mr. Gibson, have you declared your asset?
Yes, I did since March 28th.
Okay, so yeah, I'm on the 75.
How's
the NTA doing?
Yeah, the NTA is doing well gradually.
Okay.
Even though we still have serious challenges.
I know.
But we are progressing gradually.
Okay.
I want to add my voice to the many voices this morning and be in full agreement with what they all said, that our colleagues need to do the right thing. What is right is right. What is wrong is wrong. There is no way to defend what is wrong. And we want to commend you, the press. If you are not being critical on this, you must be critical. You are not being critical on any other thing, but this one, you must be very critical on it. This doesn't mean well. I don't think this is the reason why we came to power. We came to power to improve transparency and accountability. If you came to government with nothing, say you don't have anything. Nothing there to have. Like for me, what I had, I went there and declared it on March 28th. Even if you went on my Facebook page, you will see the ceremony. You'll see it. You go on my Facebook page today, I posted it. So I don't see why at this time people should still be reneging to do so. And I think the president needs to be tough on this. We were challenging to do this. And another thing I want to say is that I got problem with Councillor Alexandra Zoe, the way she went about doing that. You see, let me say this. Exposing what she said was not bad, but where was she as well in the Uyah regime? Did we know how many persons declared their asset in the Uyah regime too as well?
Mr. Gibson. Why would you want to do things like that? This woman currently, I'm saying this because currently this lady works under the Indian administration that says it's not going to be business as usual.
Okay,
do you want her to continue doing the same thing that the Uyah administration did?
So you also not treating me well. When I call, what did I do first? Didn't I condemn it? That's the first thing I did.
So she doesn't want to do business as usual now. That's why she's doing things differently.
In a nutshell, why it's true, we're not promote business as usual. But when we're wrong yesterday too, let it be wrong. Don't look at it be wrong today.
What
you were there yesterday. Why she didn't also?
But she can't go. Uyah government is not coming back. She's not a United Party.
Whether it's coming back or not. So this is where you can see the clear politicization of the award. She was there. She was appointed by the very
The woman is mandated by the president to not do business as usual.
I am not saying there must be business
Mr. Gibson, do you agree that the president said this government is going to operate and it's not going to do business as usual?
I agree. And this is the reason why I'm admonishing my colleague who are not done so to do it.
And then why are you attacking the madam?
I even telling you, I even admonishing you to even be even more critical on it or what have you done. The messenger is good. I mean, the message is good, but the one that is projecting the message is not projecting the message to the public with good intent. She was there. She was appointed by the very Uyah. There were gross violations of the Sin Asset Declaration. I'm not saying
you're stop dating, man. It's
but
okay.
She didn't talk about it. She didn't talk about it too.
Honorable Gibson, thank you.
Why? She lacks the moral to talk about it. That's my problem.
But now you're dismissed now. You're keeping immoral people in the government. Then take off on that.
Because we do it now. You'll be the people who say what's wrong.
But take off on that now. She doesn't have moral to question you people. So
she got moral. Okay. I'm not saying that we should not. I mean that the rest of my colleagues who are not done it was right. And I'm challenging it this one. I'm saying the president, when he returns, he needs to take action. Honestly, but equally so. She was there, appointed by the very weird before we met her there. There were a lot of gross violations of people not declaring their answer. Why she didn't say it?
But we are government, if we are government or lawless, so that our government will be lawless too. Anyway.
I'm not saying okay, Mataya, if you want to see it as that way, take it as the way you want to see it. But the public will be our judge, the monitoring, the getting my point. She shouldn't be politicizing issue when I play a professional era.
So the question is that you're my last caller now. So the question I want to ask you now is that because the madam came on the radio and said, because she granted an interview to OKFM, she said of the 500 people that Mr. Boaka, the President Boaka has appointed, only 75% have declared asset. Is that political?
Yes, it's political.
How is that being political?
Yeah, this is why I want to tell you. This is the political nature of it. She was there. And it happened. She didn't say it at that time. Why only this time she must say it? That's my issue with her.
Because she's not doing business as usual anymore.
Okay, so since she's not doing business as usual, this is why I'm telling you that we all join what happened to condemn it because it's not supposed to be so bad. She's not the one that's supposed to project that message because she was there. It happened. She didn't say it.
Okay.
That's my point.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Gibson. And that's all the time for today's edition of the program, Sky Morning Live. We're not taking any more calls. Yes, we also cannot do a draw this morning on the cash giveaway. We did not reach the benchmark, but it's important that you guys continue doing this. This is helping a lot of people. It's putting so much money in people's pockets. Welcome to the program, Sky Morning Live, every morning, Monday to Thursday, 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock. My name is Matthias Lavini. My colleague Julius will be here next week. Monday we're going to come again, try to do another edition, but still apart. Don't trust the dial. At 10:30 we're going to be here. There's a group called National Aquaculture Fisheries, the National Aquaculture Fisheries Authority. The National Fisheries and Aquaculture Authority, yes, the NAFA Workers Association, NAFAWA, will be here today. They have an issue with the DG, the Director General, Emma Metia Glass. My name is Matthias Lavini. 10:30 will be here. We're going to talk with them. I wish you a wonderful day.